everyone, welcome back to sprouting season. Today I want to show you how to make a quick and easy chocolate cake. It seems like nothing stays around as far as desserts. Everyone eats them, so it's time to make some more dessert. Okay friends, so I just wanted to show you what you're gonna need. You're gonna need flour, all-purpose flour. You're gonna need sugar. You're going to need unsweetened cocoa powder, baking soda, and salt. And I'm using sea salt. Okay. You're also, of course, gonna need a mixing bowl. And I have here to sift flour. Okay. And of course, we have here some cake pans. Now, this recipe is good for one cake, one layer cake, okay? But you can double the recipe if you wish. And, you know, just go ahead and just use 2 pans, of course, instead of just the one. Also, for the frosting, you're going to need powdered sugar. You're going to need softened butter, just 2 tablespoons. You need some baking vanilla, and I have the pure vanilla extract, not the imitation. And so let's go ahead and begin by mixing our dry ingredients. Okay friends, so we're gonna go ahead and get some flour, and it's gonna be 1.5 cups. Okay, and you need to start by aerating your flour. Okay, this is how I put my flour in my measuring cup. Okay, I put the flour into my cup. Okay, and then you level it off, and the reason for that is because flour settles and you don't want too much flour when you're measuring. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and dump that in there, and then another 1/2 cup. Like this. And then we're going to need 1 cup of sugar. 1 cup of sugar. 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. And you're going to dump that in there as well. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Not baking powder, baking soda. Okay, and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, it's okay. I forgot to use my sifter, but it's okay. All right, I already dumped everything in there. Go ahead and just mix your dry ingredients. Meanwhile, you're going to be turning on your oven to 350. So let's go to bake and start. Let that preheat. Okay, since I forgot to sift my flour, I'm going to go ahead and do it now with all of the dry ingredients. Okay, and I'm going to pour it into another bowl. Okay, so I mean, you can also use the other kind of sifter, but I use this strainer and it works fine. Okay, so I went ahead and sifted all my dry ingredients, but you know, again, I was supposed to sift the flour, so I went ahead and did all of it since I didn't do that. we're gonna go ahead and get a measuring cup with 1 cup of water, okay? And we're going to add to that our oil, our lemon juice, or vinegar. You can use distilled vinegar too if you don't have the lemon juice, okay? And vanilla. So it's gonna be for the oil 6 tablespoons, and I'm using the Pompeian Bake Olive Oil Ultra Light Taste. Okay, this is good for baking. So it's 6 tablespoons, and we're gonna add it to the water. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to add our lemon juice, and that's going to be 1 tablespoon fresh lemon juice. Got 1 cut here. And the vanilla. So I'm using the Watkins, or you can use McCormick pure vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon vanilla. And then you're going to add the liquids to the bowl with your dry ingredients, okay? And it says here you're going to gently stir until there are no lumps, about 30 seconds, okay? See how it looks? And you're just going to some more in there. Okay. And also, you should already have your bake pans prepared, buttered and floured, or greased and floured. Some people use parchment paper, and that's totally fine. It's easier to get out. I usually don't use that. I just, grease and flour and pop them out. But with this cake, you can just leave it in the pan. You don't have to pop it out, and just add your frosting. Me, I like to pop it out of the cake pan and then put it on a cake plate. This is the consistency that you want after stirring. And there's no butter in this, and there's no eggs. So this is a good recipe for people that are allergic to eggs. It's more like a vegan type recipe. I went ahead and greased and floured my pan. I'm only making the 1 layer for the video, okay, the 1 layer cake. So I just need 1 pan greased and floured. But if you want 2 layer cake, then of course you'll need to grease 2 cake pans and make double the batch. Now that it's greased and floured, we're going to go ahead and add our mixture to the pan. Again, this recipe is only for a 1 layer chocolate cake. but you're welcome to double it up, okay? And you can make a double layered chocolate cake, which I'm making a double layered, but I just wanted to show you, you know, on the one layer, because that's the recipe that I have. You can also make this with coffee instead of water. You can substitute that, but the recipe that I have calls for water. If you want to add coffee instead, it will probably give you a more dense or bold flavor. I did read that, you know, some people did use the coffee, or they use like a teaspoon of instant coffee. You can do that as well, and just try it out. You know, I can't really say, you know, how good that will be because I haven't tried it, but you know, by all means you can experiment. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and stick this cake batter into the oven, okay, at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. Now we're gonna make our frosting, okay? And all you need for that is 1 cup of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of softened butter, and this has been out for a while, so it's softened already, okay? When you can put a dent on your butter with your finger, then it's ready, okay? So not melted, okay? And also we're gonna need some more baking cocoa. It's unsweetened cocoa powder that we used for our cake batter, and vanilla. And you know, in the recipe it's recommended that a Dutch process is best, but you know, I just use this, and it's from Great Value Organic, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and put 1 cup of powdered sugar in our bowl. Just this, like this. And if you want to double up on the frosting, again, you can do so. I think this should be enough for both a double batch, a double layer cake. But if it's not, you know, just double it up. You're gonna need an electric mixer for this. I put the softened butter in there. Now we need 1 tablespoon of the unsweetened cocoa powder, okay? And again, if you want to sift that, you can. Actually, I'm not going to do that. All right, and then half a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, so we need 3 teaspoons of milk. Okay. And then you may want to just stir it in there first before just turning on your, you know, your cake mixer. So I made what the recipe calls for is just 1 cup of powdered sugar, and it's only enough for just the 1 layer cake. Okay, I'll go ahead and show you. See that? To me, that's not enough. So we're gonna go ahead and add another cup of powdered sugar and just double the ingredients. Okay, so I went ahead and added more powdered sugar to the bowl. I just doubled everything, okay? And I also found that 3 teaspoons of milk wasn't really enough, so I added 1 more teaspoon, and that's what made it a lot smoother. Okay, so that's what it looks like, and it looks pretty creamy, you know, and see? And that's what we want, that consistency. Here is our finished cake. This is a 1 layer, and again, you can leave the cake in there if you'd like, or just pop it on out onto a plate, and you know, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I don't like to leave my cakes in the pan. There's the cake. I popped it out of the pan, and we're gonna go ahead and frost it, and then we'll put our other cake layer on top of that once it's done and cooled. Okay, as you can see, I went ahead and put a layer of frosting on the first layer cake, and our other one is ready, but it still needs to cool. Okay, so once it's cooled, we'll put that one on top and frost that one as well. Okay friends, so I went ahead and popped the other layer cake, and I put it on top of my first layer, and we're gonna frost it now. I didn't cut the top. I know people like to cut, you know, the rounded part of the cake, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay friends, so here's the finished product. I did not frost the sides of the cake. You know, I just did the top. If I want to frost the sides, then I would have to make more frosting, and I really don't want that much. I think it's plenty. That's it for this video. If you like it, please comment. I'd like to know how it turned out for you, and we will be back with another video. Y'all be blessed.